Welcome back to the Stockwell Eldridge Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
And I'm Dawn Eldridge with Remax Results.
We have a room full of experts as usual. John Zeman, Vanquish AP, Noah Rowan, the Rowan Group, and Stephanie Havel with Wells Fargo. We're talking about marketing and marketing plans and a lot of openness about our industry as agents and how we're wearing so many hats that sometimes we need to hire other people to help us out with our marketing especially. But I want to touch base with John on the rental side. We talked about the market update in the first segment, and the real estate sales is great right now. It's really good. There's very low property supply, high demand. Same thing on this? Is it the same news?
Yeah, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of people buying. There seems to be a lot of people renting. I don't know.
So the buyers aren't pulling from the renters that you're noticing right now yet. It's not a noticeable effect on the rental market.
No, nothing yet that we can see. I mean, everything rents with us within 2 weeks. So. Everything's been good on our side. We continue to release. I mean, we're releasing all of our leases probably on average anywhere from $50 to $125 a month more to people who want to stay, and so that's been huge too. So it's people are continuing to rent, wanting to continue to rent, and then we continue to fill.
I think Minnesota is very blessed right now with our economy and the jobs. I have clients coming in from out east, Ohio, not too far east. But, hey, we're moving to Minnesota. What do? We got a job there. We're looking for a place.
Yeah.
And then another client out in California who just cannot stand the cost of living.
Right.
They're done with it. So they're moving to Minnesota. They have friends that moved here first, and then a relative, and then it all snowballs because hey, it's so great, come here, so.
Talking about marketing, how do we find properties through your company, John? Do you have a website or a phone number?
Yeah, go to our website, vanquishap.com. That's V as in Victor, ANQUISHAP. And then right on the header there's, vacancies or find other properties. We have an IDX page where, anyone who posts a rental, you can see it there. And then we also have our real-time vacancies on our page, too, that we directly manage. And any lease that's within 90 days or somebody confirms a move out, it automatically goes on there. So it has a leasing agent. You just click contact. It'll text everyone.
And you help people, too. So if I have rental property and it's like Jason, we talk about we get so busy and overwhelmed. And is that something you can help somebody with if they've got rental properties and they just can't manage them anymore?
Yep, that's what we do full time. So we've got a great staff that is there every day.
Sean's great. I use Vanquish AP myself for my rentals, and I love the reporting. I love Sean, who's on top of things right away, on lates, on fix-ups, and everything like that. I mean, he's a rock star there for you guys.
Yeah,
and he's doing
Vanessa,
really good.
You'll get to meet Vanessa here soon, too.
Really?
So,
and the releasing automatic, the tenants, I mean, it's really good. I'd highly recommend them. And there's a lot of new landlords entering the marketplace because, hey, guess what? Just like Noah said earlier about the new real estate, tons of new realtors coming into the workforce. In real estate, there's tons of new landlords coming in because real estate is hot again. So they're buying and they're seeing the value and they're getting a low rate and they're buying it as an asset and renting out part of it. So all the new landlords out there, if you're a new landlord or an old landlord or you have a property management company that isn't quite up to snuff, contact John at Vanquish AP.
I know, John, we're going to talk after this. So I have some properties, and I'm tired of trying to manage it myself. So
that sounds great. Yeah, so
it's all online. John is a techie, so Noah, you guys probably get along pretty good. John, you wrote all the software, correct?
Yep, it's all our proprietary software. So property.
He writes code.
Yeah, your property gets onto our software system, and that basically does the management for you. And then we have our team, which is nice because then our software basically tells what's wrong with the property so if there's property bills that are too high, boom, it flags it, sends it to our assistant manager, then he can review it. If your rents are too low, notifies us, automatically releases at whatever the market rate is.
What I like about it too is your taxes go up. It has percentages, so it tells you the increase on your taxes or your insurance, and then it tells you what your rent should be just to break even on that. So it's great. And their leases are way stronger than the leases I was using before, and I don't have to meet them. It's just so many benefits, and it puts a distance between me and them because, believe it or not, I am a nice guy, and sometimes they're a little too lenient, and it's nice to have a bully
that's
like
exactly,
John.
Exactly my
it has to be a lot to handle.
And I listen to the story, and I'm like, okay, I get it, and I'm like, but I kind of need to just not be involved in that or hear the story,
Yeah, right. After 2 evictions and no collecting on my end.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it is tough sometimes if you take it upon yourself and you don't know all the ins and outs, and you rent to somebody who does know all the ins and outs. It can be a battle too if they don't want to pay rent. If
Well,
they're a
I think we,
professional.
we stress that all
A
the time.
professional, what do you call it? A professional no rent payer? No,
Yeah, basically, yeah, professional.
Well,
no
and
rent
you talk
payers,
about
so.
people being experts. I mean, and that's what we talk about all the time is it's just, great. You can be the smart investor, invest in rental properties, but that doesn't mean you're the expert at, collecting rents and utilities
Managing
and
it
management,
and,
all
yeah.
that kind
Yeah,
of
all the
stuff.
eviction stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
just like you'd have, an expert realtor find you the investment property. You have an investment advisor who's going to help you how to diversify your portfolio. Get an expert advisor on managing that property, because the same thing. I don't anymore, but I had rental property, and yeah, it was.
Dawn, how's yours? Your
Frustrating.
rental's doing great, right? You've had no problems, right?
Yeah, it's doing really good.
Yeah.
And I'm about to replace the carpet in it because I sold a house to one side of my duplex, and,
Nice.
and then
Oh,
I'm
nice.
going to increase the rent.
There you go.
So
That's the name of the
I am
game.
excited.
Are they
Perfect.
listening? Do they know it's coming?
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They do now. Anyway.
Yeah.
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 No, well, I mean, they're buying a house, so.
Oh,
you're
okay.
gonna
Sorry.
fix it up
I
and
thought
then
you meant
put
they were
someone else.
existing renters. I missed what you said.
Well,
I'm
they are
sorry.
current renters, and I sold them a house.
Oh,
so,
good
yeah,
for you.
I know.
That's great.
That's the good thing
Yeah,
about our
I'm
business
excited.
too, is if you're
Yeah.
good to your tenants, then they'll buy houses, and then when they're ready to buy, then you can help them buy. So I would, again, John's great if you need help with your property management, and if you're a new realtor in the business, I want to put a plug in for our team. Contact Dawn and myself, and or contact Noah if you're an old realtor or a new realtor or a medium realtor, but you need help with organization and getting your marketing going, because what a buddy of mine calls it, the shiny object syndrome. We realtors were so guilty of that. We I got to get that, and then we pay for that, and
then
then
it
we
never
try it for a week, and then we're still paying for it, and then this is the next ticket that's going to just blow me up, and I'm going to sell every house, and then that one, and then that, and then there's no organization. We're all over the board. We're spending money left and right with no systems. I mean, I lived it. I mean, it's.
I know
Well,
you
that's
do.
what I was going to say. I was going to tell this
That's why
story.
I'm
that
like,
I'd
maybe
heard
we
about
should talk with him more.
about a realtor, and I'm sure, no, you probably have stats like how often you have to, and that's what I was saying on the break, as Wells Fargo does it for us. But I had a realtor tell us a story. He'd been in the business for a long time, and his big thing was he did, just sold or just listed in the neighborhoods, and he did it for years.
Yep.
And then to his fear and everything, he was very successful at it. Well, when the downturn of the market came, 8-10 years ago, and always that's the first thing to go. Unfortunately, maybe his marketing budget, people
Right.
can't spend the dollars,
Yep.
and so he stopped sending out his postcards. He had to cut back his budget, and so then he had found out, went to Christmas or whatever, and found out that 3 or 4 of his, or 1 or 2 of his family members or something like that had just bought and sold their home, and of course, that's kind of hurtful to us, right? Because we
Yeah.
think, why wouldn't? And they said, well, I didn't think you're in the business anymore. We got your
stopped getting
postcard.
your postcards?
That's
Oh my
exactly. He
gosh.
said, every month, like clockwork, we got your postcards, and all of a sudden they just stopped. So we thought you were out of the business.
Oh, wow.
And and
Interesting.
it's true. People don't hear from you, and they think so. It is so important to be consistent. And you talk about, that's what Wells Fargo, again, we probably invested with companies like yours, the statistics, and we do. We mail out. I get calls from customers. I haven't originated a loan in about 3 years. I just manage a team of originators, but I still market to every one of my customers, and I still get calls from people that I helped do their loan 5 and 10 years ago, because I'm consistently mailing out to their Wells Fargo mails it out on my behalf, and then I just turn it over to my team. So it's great to hear back from your customers.
Well, that's what I mean. We're offering a service that it's something that we're an expert in. That's what we've been talking about as experts. So it frees you guys up to do what you're experts at. So you don't have to sit and try to figure out is Constant Contact better than Mailchimp, and how do I do that, or what happens when I track things, or is this technology is ringless
Or
voicemail
Facebook
the right thing
ads?
for
Am I
me, or-
doing
yeah.
the right thing for them?
Yeah,
Or pay per click with Google? I mean, there's so many.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. Am I doing that, or am I forgetting to tell the people that are most likely to use me, my friends and family, because they think I'm out of the business because I haven't done anything, or I haven't updated my website in 3 years,
And so is that what you help them with then? You kind of pick the different sources and options that would work best for their business and how they're going to do it? Or
Yeah, I mean, we'll sit down with them and try to come up with a strategy that fits their needs and their budget. So I mean, nobody wants to overspend on marketing, obviously. So we would like to, and then we'll show them the ROI.
A lot of marketing is research on who you're marketing to, right? So if you have an endless budget, you can just blanket an area or anywhere and it doesn't matter, and you're just blanketing everybody. Or you can do target strategic marketing based on statistics and stuff like that. That's my question going into the last segment I'll ask is, how do you help target it towards not maybe just neighborhoods even, but maybe even like targeted sellers or target, you know what I mean, or things like that?
I mean, that's the there's so much stuff available.
There's so much data available, right?
Yeah, and that's where we help and say, let's figure out your audience and go talk to them in the way they want to be talked to about the things they want to talk about. So
Good stuff.
Well, we'll be back with more. Thanks, John. Thanks, Noah. Thanks, Stephanie. I'm Jason Stockwell, Remax Results.
Well, and thank you, Jason. I'm Don Eldridge with Remax Results.
Yes, you're welcome. Stay tuned, folks.
Even Dow Jones would find